Welcome. I'm Karen Marsdale. I'm on staff at the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance, and I'm here for another episode of Chamber Spotlight. And you may wonder why we've changed the name from Member Spotlight to Chamber Spotlight, and I will tell you quickly, it's because we're going to increase our viewership and our opportunity for you as our audience to get to know more of our GRCA, as we like to say, staff and family. So we're going to be doing that from now on so that you're going to get a better idea of what we do here at 606 Court Street in the heart of Reading. So anyway, but with me today, first up, and I am so thrilled to introduce Ed Burns. Hi, Ed.
Karen,
it's great to meet you again
I'm so excited to be here.
on another level. So Ed is founder of Melior.
Melior, yeah.
Melior. Remember your Latin from school if you had Latin, marketing. And Ed, first thing I'm going to ask you, and I love the fact that you founded this name and what it means, but I'm going to ask you to share with our audience, what does it mean?
Melior is the Latin word for better, yes. So I was pretty philosophical when I was trying to name the company. Opened a Latin dictionary because it's so hard to name a marketing company. And most marketing companies pick pretty stupid names. Sometimes I feel like I did too. But
you did not.
Well, thank you so much. So better is what it means. Yeah. So that's an aspiration for me in everything I do. Yeah. Try to keep getting better.
It's great, and that's something that I think we all should be aspiring to. You know, sort of like lifelong learning, lifelong improvement, getting better with everything that we do.
Right on.
So a little bit about your background.
Yeah.
Before you started the company, because it's great to see yet another young professional, a young entrepreneur here in Reading. So tell us what you did before this.
Well, Karen, I'm hardly professional, but I'm certainly a young entrepreneur.
Yes, you are.
So I started this as I was graduating college. I was over at Penn State Berks, and I was doing some freelance work, building some websites and doing some social media marketing for some different companies. And I thought, now's a great time to go off on my own and see if I can do this. Yeah. So that's how I did it.
So you just took that leap of faith right out of the gate.
Right for it. Yeah.
Great. And how long have you been in business?
Coming 4 or 5 years now. Yeah.
Hey, you're kind of getting to that magic number of 5 years.
Yeah.
Which is typical of, if you didn't know this or not, if you do some research on startup businesses, those first 4 years to 5 years are really, really important because many don't make it through that really difficult time. So talk a little bit about who your ideal customer is and what you can do for them to be better.
Oh my goodness, that is a great question, and I didn't prepare for it at all.
Oh, yes, you did.
So, yeah, the first 4 or 5 years are so hard, and that it's. So, to answer your question, I've been trying to figure that out over the last 4 to 5 years.
That's okay.
I think I'm starting to get there. My service offerings, the biggest part of what I do is building websites and maintaining websites and keeping them online and keeping them secure and helping to teach people how to use the internet to drive revenue. So I have a variety of customers in different industries. But the common pain point is a lot of businesses have had unpleasant experiences with their marketing people, with their website companies, and that happens. It's part of doing business. You don't always click with the people you're working with, and it's hard to generate revenue sometimes online, especially because of how many changes have happened over the last 5 and 10 years in the internet, and it seems like every 6 months Google totally changes the game. They come in and they have something totally different, so the way that your website's going to rank changes. So you can have a website that was done 8 months before, but if Google changes their algorithms and you're not keeping up with that, then it's not going to drive results. So then you're disappointed, and then you're not seeing results, and you're saying, hey, why did I spend all this money to make this happen? So businesses who are looking to grow, who are big enough to have a marketing person, but that marketing person may have a print background or a non-digital background, is a perfect fit for me, that I can come in and help teach them how to use the online tools to generate revenue and make great things happen.
And you know, I think you said it really perfectly, because when we think of marketing, it's such a broad brushstroke of,
it sure is.
of skills and or areas of intensity of what is you can't be a master of all.
No.
And marketing means some things that are very different when it's market analysis, and or when we're talking about strictly marketing like print or other than digital. And most business owners that I come in contact with know how important it is, the digital side and the online side, and they just don't know what they don't know what they're doing, really.
Right.
Because they're doing what they do really well, which might be something totally, obviously different.
Right.
So are you flexible when it comes to like a client partnership or relationship with the number, for example, of hours that you might give a smaller business to a larger business that might say, I'm really going to need, like you said, if they don't have a dedicated person?
Sure. Yeah, so what had happened probably 8 or 9 months ago, I was sitting down with a friend of mine, and Danny said, Ed, you're a marketing guy. And I said, yeah, I am. He said, well, you're a terrible marketer of yourself. That really hit home. So I started getting very active on LinkedIn. So, so there's all businesses of all different sizes, but what I've found is a commonality between all businesses is that all businesses are based on relationships, right? And so the personal relationships that we build with one another are the catalyst for all of our business success. And everyone who's successful, certainly in Berks County, has a strong network, and everybody knows the same people here. So LinkedIn has been kind of a tool that I've used to get out and meet as many people as possible. And
interesting.
So it's perfect, because what a lot of people my age forget is that these virtual tools should lead to a real relationship. And what and what I think some of the older generations forget is that you can create a real relationship using the virtual tools. So when you can marry these two together and bring them together and say, these virtual tools can lead to a real tangible relationship where you're shaking hands with somebody and you're sitting down and you get to know them and you get to know their families and what they're passionate about. That's when you can build a good relationship. So that's a tool where no matter your industry, no matter your business size, you can spend time and energy on it and use it to grow.
That is really well said, because honestly, throughout my career, I have really felt strongly about the fact that relationships are those who you know, like, and trust, are those who you will ultimately do business with.
Yeah.
And very typically that really is borne out. But you can use these tools because they are basically the tools that we're living in now and using, and they're going to be the tools of the future. Who knows what it'll look like.
Yeah.
And you do a really, really good job, honestly, of that interpersonal type of relationship or connectivity.
Well, thank you.
And you're making yourself, sort of stand apart from the rest of the crowd. So, because I've noticed it at chamber functions, and I hope that our chamber is helping you to make those kinds of connections that you ultimately want to make on the person-to-person side, and the shake the hands and look the guy in the or the woman in the eyes and say, this is what I do.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm Ed Burns. So.
Right on.
Good. Well, it was a pleasure to have you here today. Keep up with the good work. I'm excited to hear the next chapter as you go forward in the next 5 years. So.
Oh, I'm so
excited.
excited.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Karen.
You are welcome.
Really appreciate it.